Huddle up, Falcon fans, rise up. Welcome to another episode of Atlanta Falcons FANDEMIC, the heartbeat of the Dirty Birds faithful, where the fans never waver and the passion never dies. I'm your host, Manuel McFarland, coming to you live from the Falcons Nation. And today is all about the intense, very intense camp battle with Younghoe Koo and German kicker Lenny Craig. Before we begin, let me ask you guys two more questions. I have a lot of questions for you guys, but I just want to stick with that one because these two here, because this kicker battle is heating up. I mean, it really is. It's not a whole lot being said about it right now, but as the camp goes on and get closer to the uh, public debut, I'm pretty sure a lot of articles, content curators will speak about it. Uh, Shout out to Smitty Sports Machine. He hinted on it in a YouTube short about the camp battle, and which made me, I figured I said I'd go ahead and do mine as well. I wanted to wait until I actually got up to camp and see what was actually going on, but with hardly any content put out there, I mean, why not, right? But one question is, can a kicker battle really make or break the Falcons season? Well, we saw what happened last year. And the other question is a kicker battle really a make or break situation for the Falcons? In other words, could we move on for Younghoe Koo and still be all right? You guys remember the last serious camp battle we had in here? You guys remember that? Think about it. You have to go all the way back to 2014, 2015, I think it was 2014. Matt Bryant was still here. And we brought in Sergio Castillo. You remember him? The guy had a leg on him. He was actually seriously considered for the job. I think Matt was either on IR or was freshly off IR coming back, and the Falcons was kind of like, concerned like they are about Younghoe Koo coming back off with injury. And Sergio had a leg on him. You talk about a guy that was averaging 66 yards on the kickoffs. So the guy had a leg on him. It probably wouldn't do any good to have that type of leg now, since they changed the rules and how teams line up now. So, but the guy had a leg on him. He was a serious camp battle for Matt Bryant coming back. But this year, the competition is real fierce between Younghoe Koo and Lenny Craig. Do y'all think Younghoe can earn his spot back? Some people just look at this and say, "Hey, man, that's just special teams. It's just special teams. It ain't that serious." But there's others who believe that it could actually impact the entire season. I'm gonna say it again. You remember what happened last season? The close games that we were in, the field goals that Younghoe missed. So we're diving into that argument today, examining how this competition could affect Atlanta's success in 2025. This year, the Falcons are facing a fierce kicking competition. They're betting big on their special teams this year. I think when Terry Fontenot hinted in the press conference that we have to get better with field position and big plays on special teams. We found out that now that the battle could be the key to unlocking a playoff run in 2025. Let me run a number by you. 9 missed kicks. 9 missed kicks. Think about that number for a second. 9 times. If a quarterback throws 9 picks in a season, you are worried. Remember when Kirk Cousins got up to 9 picks? We got seriously worried. If a receiver has 9 drops, there's a problem. But for an elite kicker, an elite NFL kicker, 9 missed field goals isn't just a bad season, it's a death sentence. So rightly so, the Falcons went out and found uh, German kicker Lenny Craig, and in a hurry. Remember that heartbreaking missed field goal by Younghoe Koo in the NFC Playoff Championship? The Falcons are determined to avoid another special teams meltdown this season. So join me as I analyze the intense battle between Younghoe Koo and Lenny Craig for the starting kicker spot and why it's crucial for the Atlanta Falcons playoff hopes. Fresh off a devastating injury, hip injury, Younghoe Koo, faces worst performance. He is now a head-to-head battle for his job. Can he bounce back? With a new kicker signed to challenge him, this could be the final season or final chance for Koo to save his Falcons career. The headline says it all. Koo's reign in Atlanta may be nearing a dramatic and heartbreaking finish. This isn't the ending anyone imagined for him, but the whispers grew, and they grew louder and louder with every missed kick and mounting frustration. Inside the locker room and across sports talk radio, the debate raged on as the front office lost their faith in the once untouchable specialist, Mr. Automatic, or this just the cruel reality of the NFL. I think it's just a cruel reality. Uh, and granted, so Koo deserves a shot, to earn his spot back, but he has to come into camp showing that he is healed from that hip injury. I hope Atlanta has learned their lesson about taking a player's word for it, like Kirk Cousins gave. Shall I say he didn't give any indication that he was hurt, but we found out after the season that, in fact, that he was. So, like I said, I hope the Falcons have learned their lesson and don't take the player's word for it and go through the necessary examinations that we need to go through to make sure that Koo can go a full season. Because I have a feeling that if Lenny Craig goes on the practice squad and or released, he will not be around long. I think Lenny Craig can earn that title of Mr. Automatic. I do believe so. But some are now clinging to the uh, memory of game-winning boots and that ice cold swagger. The fans are really divided on Koo right now. I mean, a lot of these fans have gotten unforgiving. They're looking at the stats and saying, I don't know. We might be able to move on from Koo and be all right. We can find any kicker that can miss 9 field goals. But the tension isn't just on the field, it's in the soul of the franchise. And with a new leg in town, the battle lines have been drawn. This is not the Younghoe Koo fans know and love. Not the kicker who was once reliable, so automatic that his name became a chant in the stands. The 2024 season told a different story. A story of missed opportunities, shocking inconsistencies. Koo finished the year hitting just 25 of his 34 attempts, a career worst 73.5%. 9 total misses, guys. A distance that, 7 of them were from like 40 yards or more. A distance that used to be his money spot. I was more comfortable. It got to the point in the season, I was more comfortable with Koo attempting field goals 50 plus. I was more comfortable. Anything that was 50 on end, man, I was wondering, was Koo going to be all right? And it had me scratching my head because I'm like, I'm pretty sure he had to use his hip a lot more going for a field goal 50 plus than he does going for 40 in. But I'm not a field goal good kicker and have never even tried to kick a field goal. So you're taking a fan's word for it. But think about that number for a second, guys. Think about that. 9 missed field goals. That is a lot. I need to research too whether or not is that a record. I don't think so. It wasn't pointed out, but I'm gonna look it up though. But I'm wondering if 9 missed field goals was a record. But it could be, like I said before, it could be a death sentence for Koo. I don't think the Falcons are going to prolong trying to think about whether or not Koo is going to be all right for the season. I think going into camp, they probably see a you know, probably a month worth of kicking from Koo and probably go ahead and make that decision. If not, it'll definitely be in the scrimmages against the other teams. Gonna see how he does in that situation. In those situations, maybe. They probably hold on to both of those kickers all the way up to that point. But the struggles, they are huge. Those struggles were huge for the reason why the Falcons led the entire league with 12 missed field goals. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and look to see if 9 was a record by, 9 missed was a record by a single kicker. But this sudden collapse wasn't just a slump, guys. It was a result of a debilitating hip injury that eventually landed him on IR, ending his season. And as Koo worked to recover, the Falcons front office was working too. They scored the Globe and found their insurance policy, a young German phenom with a powerful leg and a perfect record at the NFL Combine. Now, the healthy and back on the field, the guy who was the undisputed king of clutch in Atlanta is a head-to-head battle for his job and his throne. This is the final stand for Younghoe Koo, a fight to save his Falcons career. Another thing that's going to weigh on Koo is the money that he's going to be demanding. I mean, he's already on the contract, but if Lenny Craig can come in and seal this job, that's going to be a substantial cut. You talking about the Falcons saving $3 million? I'm gonna have to look this up right quick. I'm gonna share what the difference in contract and what the Falcons could save, but I'll look it up in here in just a second. But to really get the shock of this, you have to remember how good he was. Younghoe Koo wasn't just a kicker; he was a cultural phenom in Atlanta. After a bumpy start to his NFL journey with the Chargers, he landed with the Falcons midway through the 2019 season and almost instantly became a fan favorite. He had the swagger, those viral onside kicks, and most of all, his incredible consistency made in a star. For 5 straight seasons with the Falcons, Koo was the definition of dependable, never converting less than 86.5 of his field goals. In 2020, he was arguably the best kicker on the planet, leading the league in scoring and earning a Pro Bowl selection. And that's probably going to be the one thing that the fact that he is a Pro Bowler that probably saved him for just a little while. They're going to probably seriously look at both of these kickers and see who's going to be worth the money. Would it be worth it to move on from Koo? I hope he get a serious shot to get his spot back. Koo, like I said, he had that swagger. He fits Atlanta. But is that enough to keep him here? Is that enough to save his job? The swag. Kirk Cousins thought he had it too. I probably shouldn't have said that because I was pulling for Kirk Cousins to do what he need to do here. I still do. I still hope we keep him. It makes all the more sense in the world to keep him. There's no reason to move on from him. It's going to cost us, but it's already costed us. So there's no need to move on from him. We need a good, solid backup anyway. But anyway, Koo was Mr. Money, Mr. Automatic. He was the one player who could single-handedly keep the Falcons in games that we had no business being in. This wasn't just a good kicker. This was a player who, before his nightmare 2024 season, was one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history. He was so good that the idea of him even facing real competition seemed ridiculous. The 2024 season started normally, but as the weeks went on, something was clearly off. The misses started piling up, each one more stunning than the last. The lowest point of the season came in the week 10 loss to the New Orleans Saints, our nemesis, our arch rivals, our enemies, where Koo missed 3 kicks in a game. The Falcons lost by 3 points. I don't think that's the only one he could have saved us in. He could have saved us in that Washington game too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yeah. But against the Saints, that was a devastating performance. That put a spotlight on a growing problem. The problem, it turned out, was physical. Koo was fighting through a persistent right hip injury. And speaking of that injury, I wonder why he didn't say anything. Why he did not say anything. He probably would not be in this position had he said something. Same thing for Kirk Cousins. Had he mentioned something, he probably would be in the position that he's in. Would he still be a starter? Mm, suspect, probably not after his performance. And the fact that he is hurt or was hurt. But Koo was in the same spot. Neglected to say that he was injured until it was too late. He later said that it was a rotator muscle issue that he dealt with before. But this time, something was different. It was sore in the beginning, is what Koo has said. He said it was sore in the beginning, and it wasn't really affecting my swing that much. So he just kept kicking, and it just progressively got worse. He tried to play through it, but he couldn't see the impact. His power was gone, his mechanics were shot, and his legendary accuracy vanished. And this was all, I think, at week 12. So he had time to let somebody know, hey, I'm not doing it. I can't get it done. But by week 13, he was on the injury report. And after a few more weeks of struggling, the team made the call to shut him down. And I'm sure it was tough, but it was probably too late. He probably made that injury worse by trying to play through it. When he realized that something was different, he should have said something. And if he did, if Raheem Morris and the staff knew, they should have been shut him down. But he admitted, though, he reached a point where he knew he wasn't helping himself or the team. But I think at that point it was too late. Because if it happened after the Saints game, yes, it was definitely too late. You already missed 3 field goals. But thankfully, the injury didn't need surgery, just injections and rest. Koo has since said he's fully recovered and exactly where he wants to be in the offseason training. But the damage to his reputation and the team's faith is done. You know, uh, I still have faith in him, but when you look at the situation as a whole, I can see how his reputation could be damaged and the team's faith in him diminished. I can see that. But no, as Raheem Morris put it bluntly, we missed entirely too many kicks this year. The brutal, honest truth, it can't happen again. This was just the beginning of Koo's problem. The Falcons were about to make a move that would turn his comeback into a fight for his life, his job. While Koo was rehabbing, the Falcons were preparing for a future that might not include him. The front office made it clear competition was coming, and they delivered. Like I said earlier, they went and got German kicker Lenny Craig, a 22-year-old German kicker, and signed him to a 3-year contract that included guaranteed money. This wasn't just a camp leg, guys. This is serious competition. An investment in a potential replacement. Just give you an idea I'm going to let you see this guy continually. And these kicks, guys, I think they started him out at like the 40, and each kick they moved him back 10 yards. And he consistently nailed these kicks, guys, not missing not a one. Not a one, guys. But Craig's journey to the NFL is a story in itself. He taught himself to kick. Get this, guys. He taught himself to kick by watching YouTube videos and worked his way up through the German and European football leagues. Craig is that classic underdog, ready to be made a movie out of, right? A 23-year-old kid who lit up the European League of Football as the leading scorer for the Stuttgart Surge. His path to the NFL is something out of a movie. It started with an inquiry on social media, which led to a pro contract in Germany. He played so well, he got noticed by NFL scouts and earned a spot in the exclusive international player pathway program. And the last few seasons, I think every team has to pick up one player from this program, guy. I think that's how it goes. That program is I forgot when it started, but every team has to pick up one player, or supposed to get one player, or consider one player. But it was at the 2025 NFL Combine that Craig went from a curiosity to a legitimate threat. In front of all the coaches and scouts, including the Falcons' own special teams coordinator, Marquise Williams, Craig put on a show. He attempted 14 field goals from all over the field, from 25 to 55 yards out, and he didn't miss not one. In the most intense job interview of his life with shaky shoulders and bad snaps, he was perfect. And I know you guys saw where I'm going to put it back up here, where that holder, he fumbled one. I think it may or may not be in this clip, but he fumbled one kick, and Lenny still managed to hit that thing in the upper left. They say upright, but upper left hand corner there. And like I said, this guy here was automatic. There it is, right there. This guy here is automatic, guys. So there it is. Yeah, but the guy is automatic. So it's a legit competition for Koo. Is it something that going to weigh on Koo? Hey, time will tell. But Marquise Williams said that signing him was a no-brainer. And guys, when I say this is a serious thought about on this kicker, it makes me think they're going to try to keep two. Maybe if if uh if Lenny can handle punting, I think he averaged like 45, I think 44, 45 yards a kick, which is I think is about average for the NFL. And with the new rules and how the kickoff is lined up, you only need about 40 yards, 50 yards on a kick. So, uh, I mean, consistently, hey, I give it a shot to see. But the Falcons didn't just sign him to a minimum deal. This is another reason why I think this is a serious thought on this on Mr. Craig. They didn't just sign him to a minimum deal. They gave him a 3-year contract with a signing bonus and guaranteed money. Koo might, I hate to say it, Koo might be out of a job, maybe. This guy auditioned very well. You talking about, like I said, they placed that kick or the ball at all different kind of places on the field, and he managed to hit every last one of them. I don't think he's missed since the combine. So I said before the combine, because he was perfect going into the combine. Or should I say after the combine? But you don't give a camp body that type of investment and don't be seriously considering him or already have considered him. You better believe money plays a huge role in this. Uh, Remember I was talking about Koo's contract? Koo is currently the 12th highest paid kicker in the league. And if you paying somebody that kind of money and you're you missing 9 field goals for whatever reason, that's not a good look. But there's a positive side to it. Very negative for Koo. But if the Falcons cut Koo, they save a cool $3 million against the salary cap. And in a league run by spreadsheets, that's a powerful incentive, guys. Craig, on his small rookie contract, that gives major financial flexibility. Coach Williams, Marquise Williams, has made it clear this is a real competition. He said he's always looking for the best player, period. But as Koo knows better than anyone, being a fan favorite doesn't put the ball through the uprights. After the kicking game helped sink the team's season in 2024, the pressure from the top to fix it is massive. So Koo just might find himself in the exact same situation that Kirk Cousins is in. Every single kick in practice is going to be watched. Every single kick, everything that get punted through, kicked through, yeah, it's going to be scrutinized, heavily scrutinized, even to the point where even if he makes the field goal, they're going to look at it and say, "Did it go to the uprights? Did it just make it? Did it hit off the post?" That's how everybody's going to look at it. Every preseason attempt will feel like a playoff game. But it's a fight between loyalty and logic, between a comeback story and an underdog story. But I want to know what you guys think. This is a huge decision that could shape the Falcons' entire season. Do you roll with the proven veteran who's coming off a bad year and a serious injury? Or do you gamble on a young rookie with huge potential and a perfect combine performance? So who do you guys have the edge? Let me know down in the comments and let me know who you guys got. Are you team Koo or are you team Craig? So when you hit down to the comment section, just comment team Koo, team Craig. And if you want to, tell the reason, give your opinion why. And while you're down there, guys, hit that subscribe button for more breakdown of the biggest stories in the NFL. Well, not in the NFL, but in our mini camp, in our organization. Hit those subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that thumbs up, notification bell. But to sum all this up, guys, at the Falcons head into training camp in the 2025 season, the battle lines are drawn. Every practice, every rep, every single kick will be charted and analyzed. For Younghoe Koo, this is it. It's my opinion, but this is it. He has to prove not just to the coaches, but to himself that the 2024 season was a fluke caused by an injury, not a sign that he's lost a step. I mean, Koo seems to be embracing the challenge like a veteran who's been there before. It's not my first time having a kicker in the locker room with me. That's what Koo said in the interview. He said, "It's not my first time having a kicker in the locker room with me." Now, I like the fact that he's confident in himself, and he needs to stay that way. Because if he feel any kind of pressure coming from Mr. Lenny Craig, it's over. And then he goes on to say, "You're always competing, you're always evaluated." Obviously, I think last year's performance, whether it's injury or foot, is a motivating factor enough for me. If he's going to try to put it behind him, I give him. I mean, I feel for him. I hope he does it. I hope he's able to put that behind him. Those 9 misses, and then you have the organization, the Falcons organization bringing in another kicker, already signing him to a contract, a 3-year contract, and it's not the league minimum. So you got that to think about, Mr. Koo. Not trying to draw a line between the kickers. Like I said, I hope we're able to keep both of them for whatever reason. But let's just say we do keep Koo, right? And for some reason or another, a ball gets ran back and Koo gets in on that tackle. He just may re-injure himself. That's just a scenario, guys. I'm not saying that will happen. I hope it don't happen. I hope he's able to come back 100 and make this decision for Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot something that they seriously have to consider. But here we are at the edge of a decision that will shape the Falcons special teams for years to come. On one side, you have Younghoe Koo, the established beloved veteran. He says he's healthy, and he said he's fired up and he's ready to prove he's still one of the league's best. He has the experience, the track record, and the support of the locker room, and he's a complete fan favorite. On the other side, you have Lenny Craig, the young, hungry challenger from Germany. He's got a big leg, a perfect combine on his resume, and a front office that has actively brought him in with multi-year deal. There's a small chance the Falcons could keep Craig on the practice squad without it counting against the 53-man roster because of his international player pathway status. But it's far more likely this is a winner-take-all fight. And I do believe that whoever we keep, the other person goes to the practice squad and is likely to get picked up. So two paths lie ahead. The first sees Koo recapture his elite form, win the job, and make the 2024 season a bad memory. The second, more painful path for Falcons fans, sees the veteran stumble, opening the door for Craig to take over and officially end the Younghoe Koo era in Atlanta. So, guys, once again, what do you think? Did the Falcons make the right call bringing in such a strong challenger? And who will be the kicker for them in week 1? Let me know in the comments below once again. Who do you think, guys, think they're going to be the kicker? Who's going to get released? Who's going to hit the practice squad? Are you team Koo or are you team Craig? Well, all right, guys, that's all the time we have for today's episode. A massive thank you for everyone, every single one of you for tuning in and spending your time with me watching this video. Your support for this channel is heartfelt and it is everything. But before you leave, be sure to give a thumbs up to this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, share my channel with your friends and family. And lastly, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any Atlanta Falcon content that I post. And until next time, guys, y'all continue to rise up. Do your thing. Out. Huddled up, Atlanta Falcons fans. This is Emmanuel, a.k.a. Cowboy. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications so that you can be notified when we drop future content that you may also enjoy. So until then, thanks again and see you at the Super Bowl. Rise up.